My hair. Hey y'all, it's Monday. Oh my god, that pimple is so much bigger than I thought. It's Monday, and I know you're used to seeing me on Wednesdays. So for those of you that happen to catch this live, hello. And I'm just checking in with y'all. It's 10 p.m. and that's my friend Devin. I love him. What's my friend Devin Saxon gonna say? Oh, he's so great. Anyway, life has been busy, as I'm sure it has been for all of you. Hey, y'all. Hi, Alicia. Alicia. Oh my god, my pimple in my hair. Well, this is me, obviously I'm in bedtime wear, but I was having a nightcap, and, I just spent dinner with my friends, my friend Devin, and he brought this kid that he's kind of having a little dalliance with, and he's quite charming. And then I also had my friend Kingsley. Things are really stressful, but it's been really nice that I have a lot of emotional support from friends. And work is good. You guys are used to me hearing me bitch about that. I mean, it's busy, but it's great. I work for a lovely gay gentleman. And and I work with my best friend that I have been, seeing for a long time. So working with him every day has been cool. So let's do a little check-in because you know what? Wednesday, I think it's going to be really busy for me. I will be doing a table reading for a pilot with my acting coach and a couple of my friends that are inspired in it. So that's fun. Probably isn't going to go anywhere beyond that, but hey, you never know. My acting coach seems to think I'm talented, and I drove around today thinking, you know what? By this time next year, y'all, I need to be on television, and I drive by these star wagons every day on the way to work on Gower, and I am gonna make it. I'm gonna do it, and because I want to share what I share with you guys, with what I share with everybody, with the whole world, and I know that that's what my destiny is, and I'm just feeling so good, and it's times like these when you feel great that it's a little step, but it's a fun thing to do. So my Wednesday's gonna be really busy because I've also made plans to get laid, and let's not talk about that for too long. But it's been a long time since I've been active, and I'm ready for it. So I hit up an old dalliance of mine that it will be for sure a good time. And he's free and single, and it's gonna be good. And I think I might spend the night, so that's gonna be nice. Yes, getting laid right now. Where is my little thing? Let me check out this. So I've been wanting to talk about this with you guys. This is kind of what brings me on here tonight. We don't. I mean, I'll do some readings. I have a lot to catch up on. So why don't we just start with Gemini and Cancer, since we're in the Gemini/Cancer arena, and we'll do a couple of those. Um, as far as celebrity readings and such, we can wait till next week for that. I will plan to, well, I'll try my hardest to do something next week. But luckily, as my boss informed me today, there's going to be a lot of busy, and that's good because mama needs money, money, money. So for those of you who still want to, try me for a reading, here's the thing that I'll do for some of you first timers. How's about we schedule a half an hour, which is a good $50, and I guarantee you that we will do a 15-minute reading. So you either can ask a question or you can, we'll do a general, and we'll do a spell attached with that. I'll create an incantation. You might have to do the spell on your end, or I might do the spell on mine. But let's do that. Let's do a spellman special. So for now, thank you. So for now, if you guys would like to book a first time, well, I mean, I'm not going to deny my current clients that either. So anybody, let's call it the let's call it the retrograde rated retro rates. So we'll do a little bit of that, and I will give you positive feedback on. Actually, like, I mean, I just had this one client the other day, and half of the reading was just about spell stuff. I know my shit about that. So there's that. So yeah, so for $50 for the whole month of June, uh, and maybe into July, depending on scheduling. If you want to book a half an hour with me and want to go for the retrograde, retro rate, then we'll do a little spell to help battle the amount of retrogrades that we're in. Now, I don't know if any of you know this because not all of your friends will be on Facebook, but we are in a high calamity retrograde. I mean, it took me like I'm so late to the table. I'm so mad at myself. I just kept on thinking, and maybe I was just doing it blindly, but money has been really hard for me and for everybody lately. And it seems like manifestations are not working out and all these things. And you want to know why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because we are in a 4-planet retrograde, or maybe we're about to be in the 5th. So let's talk about what's in retrograde right now. What's in retrograde right now is Jupiter. Ugh, that's been yuck. Now, also Saturn went into retrograde on April 17th. I suggest everyone get this book or the full version of this. It's just a lifesaver. On the 17th of April, we've been in a Saturn retrograde. Oh, lots of aloha. Oh, thank you. Oh, God, I hope you're safe out there. I've been reading about the volcanoes. It's nuts. Also, we've been in a oh, no, not that. We've been in, no, we're coming into a Neptune retrograde, wolf, and we've been in a Pluto retrograde. So for the past 3 months, we've been in a Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto retrograde. We're encroaching into Mars on June 26th, and we're encroaching into Neptune on June 18th. So what does that really mean? Well, let's do the breakdown for that right now. Because I was just like, God, it really does seem like we're in this. And someone even tagged me on Facebook the other day, and I was like, I don't know, I don't think we're in anything. And I guess it's because I didn't want to believe that there's more to the story, but of course, there always is, that's the way it should is. And it's just really funny that, like, all these planets are going retrograde, and Trump is in presidency, and it's just, like, all this stuff. Yes, I'm back. I just, I got a little, came home, and I was feeling good, I took a shower, and, I think part of being a little bit older than I'm going to say out loud, but I finally understand the art of coming home and unwinding with a nightcap, even if you're by yourself. But now I am by myself, and I took a shower, and I'm feeling all sexy, and I took care of my carnal needs, but it's still 10 o'clock, and I'm not going to go to bed, and I don't know, it's been a while since I've talked to y'all, and, usually you guys always see me on here when I'm going through things, so I thought it would be fun to, like, kind of jump ahead of the gun and check in with you, because I did want to share this with you, and I was thinking about my Wednesday, and it's just probably not going to happen, and then we're going to go a whole another week. So I'm like, why do I have to stick to one day? I don't have to stick to one day. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, because that's the life. But I did want to get you guys up on this. What's with the Madam Peel, and we were such a reason. Well, I don't know what that means, but thank you, I think. I'd also like to say thank you to everybody who's been so supportive of me. Also, to not dwell on anything, because we're not going to do that today. I look great. Oh, and I forget what my hair looks like this. The hair, it's coming in thicker, and when I make it into the biz, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get, like, crop this and put this here, so I'll be fully full, so I can be, like, high school roles, because I got the body, like, I got the lean body and stuff. Anyway, a little striptease. There's my nipple. Just kidding. Well, not kidding, because I guess you saw it. Anyway, so I'm not going to dwell on anything from the past, as far as people that are keeping up with everything. But I will just, remind people that I am going to speak the truth, which is the truth, and not just my truth, but it's the truth. And a cohort of mine who is no longer a friend has been lying and saying that we made up, and that that they forgave me, and that that we did that. No, that's not true at all. So from what I've heard from several people, that this person is saying that we have, repaired our grievances. We have not at all. So that's the truth. There's no need to go any further than that. I just want to remind everyone that the truth is here, and I'm going to tell it. And the truth is that there has been no reconciliation, no anything. So that is a full-on lie. And I don't know why anyone would want to go get a reading or check in with someone who's going to perpetuate lies just to cover their tracks. I think that's ridiculous. And I think that certain people are a little too old to be doing things like that. And if they're going to lie to their people, then there should really be something thought about that, because that's a bold-faced 100% lie. So, in regards to that, the the truth is, there has been no reconciliation. My feelings are still very, very hurt. I am very open to it. Right here, I'm saying it. Would love that. I miss this person despite everything, because that's who I am. And you know, there's that. So that is the end of that. Anyway, let's get back to what I wanted to make everyone be very aware of, which is the planets that are in retrograde. These are the things that are happening. Now, Saturn, when I started hearing about how many people were in money troubles and this and that, like, I'm like, okay, so it's not just me. Like, you know, I always think it's me. I feel like a kid. You know, even tonight I had to borrow money from a friend again because of a calamity and checks and stuff and whatever. But I can cover it by the end of the month. But you know, there was just this little snafu that I wasn't planning on. And that's fine. And I love that I have friends that are more responsible than me because they've got money in an account that one day I just hope that I could do that. Right now it's paycheck to paycheck and debt to debt. You know, I pay off my minimum to a credit card, then I reuse it again, and it's just a terrible thing. You know, but you know, it's a work in progress, I guess. Anyway, so Saturn is the law of manifestation. So Saturn is all about manifestation. So if you feel like things aren't going your way, if things aren't whatever, that's definitely Saturn going into retrograde. And that is literally also, Saturn represents Capricorn, so you Capricorns who are used to like working, and getting manifestations. Yeah, and also Capricorns are also super hard to get in touch with as of right now because they're already focused on money. So when things go into retrograde for them, they have to double up their efforts on work. So if you're dating a Capricorn, if you're friends with one, they're being a little flighty. Yeah, sorry about that. That's just who they are. Also, Geminis are also a little hard to contact right now because they're, again, children. And although their ruling planet is Mercury, I think they get very much affected by just the other planets as they're little kids. So I feel like Saturn going to retrograde definitely fucks with them somehow, and that makes them act even more stupid than they are. So for the Geminis that are not the Geminis that are not doing it, stop it. But if you're friends with a Gemini or dating one, but I think this is going on with them. And again, because I think that they're also affected by the planet Pluto, and Pluto is an offshoot of Mars, and we got Mars coming in. So the colossal amount of energy that is going on in the world, I mean, you can even see it, like with Roseanne. And, you know, there's definitely lines being drawn in the sand. Certain cast members have to say certain things. Certain cast members have to say another thing. ABC drew a line in the sand with Roseanne. So that is war energy. So without going into reverse, you know, if it means that everything isn't going smoothly and things have been going smoothly, we'll definitely expect a lot more of those kind of debacles. I mean, and mind you that we're going to have a Mercury retrograde landing right in the middle of that. That is just, so July is going to be crazy, and August. So this will not be a summer of fun, unfortunately. We cannot think of this as a stress-free summer. This will be the summer that everybody has to do something they don't want to do. Again, Pluto represents, you know, oh God, it is also close to Neptune. Neptune's going into retrograde. Neptune, where's Neptune? Neptune is about higher vibrations, passivity, receptivity, impressionability. So people are going to be getting on each other's nerves. You may not make the best first impression, obviously, because going forward, it's great. And Neptune affects the planet Pisces. So fuck. You know, Jupiter already we know is about the biggest planet, change, optimism, and all that. So it's really fucking hard to get up every day, isn't it? And the colossal amount of weight and the colossal amount of tiredness that we feel, I think it's just, I can it's a response of the planets, you know, and I think even the lavas and the natural disasters and the fluctuating weather, I mean, it's all this kind of stuff. What can we do to be preemptive? Well, for one, knowing about it. You know, also, I even posted in my Facebook post, wear as many stones, as many talismans, as anything that you feel gives you a grounding effort. I probably need to double up a couple on my stones. I would suggest, excuse me, I need to blow my nose. So for a couple, I would say, you know, I think adventuring is definitely good. My friend Charlene, luckily, just got jade. That's a great stone to wear, especially because it's connected to the Eastern philosophy, so they're not really into the solar planets as much as we are. So, you know, adventuring would be great. Jade would be great. I already wear a 4-pack of Tiger's Eye and Red Jasper for acting luck, and Amethyst and Rose Quartz, but I probably want to pick up an adventuring, and I'm probably going to pick up a black onyx, which is kind of like hematite, but stronger, and probably will encompass even more of these retrograde things. What about hematite and rose quartz? Well, I like rose quartz for, you know, love and stuff, and I think that Venus will be going to retrograde soon too. And it's also about channeling the love within inside of you and receiving love that is meant to come to you. So there's all of those things. So like I said in my post, wear as many fucking Stones, if you can, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to hit hard. And the thing is that nobody's even talking about all these different planets that have already been in retrograde. Like, since April, we have been in a Saturn and a Pluto retrograde, which is explains for the money and explains for the fighting. I mean, like, God, there's been a lot of fighting for me, more than I've ever experienced. But it's truth telling fighting, but it's still just like, fuck, like, you know. So there's that. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is my sex date. Um, Um, sorry, it's a really good angle, but I got all that done. Anyway, so there's all that happening. So again, stones, you know, anything that belongs to an ancestor. You know, if you're Christian, crosses will work. I also suggest having everybody burn a St. Michael's candle for you. I should probably do the same thing. He's about passions and making offerings to that. And you know, this will also be a good time to make offerings to your ancestors, to whomever you pray to, and asking for their help because, you know, they are kind of above the planet in a way. So there's that. So look out, everyone. There's all that, and that's what I really wanted to come in and check up on. And also, how do you get through things like these retrogrades? I mean, how do you really survive it? Well, you just kind of have to like take it and roll with the punches, and you kind of have to just, you know, appreciate the positivity and remember that we are going through it to work out that there's a tunnel, light at the end of the tunnel, or whatever, you know? So there's that. I'm gonna refresh my cocktail. Give me 1 second. Oh, you guys are just such a fun audience. Ugh. Okay. All right. So, let's do some readings for Geminis and for Cancers as it's coming up. You know, happy birthday to you, Geminis, you early Geminis. And to you Cancers. Okay, so also as a birthday present to you both, before I do even a card layout, I keep on wowing everyone with this whole I saw the sign business, which is really cool because I think I'm really onto something, and I think that I really do need to sit down and start jotting down a chapter every week or so or month. For these astrological signs because again the one thing that I want to do with each of these signs is not only dissect you and really read you raw and make you come and see me at Barnes & Noble so I can sign your and autograph your book, but I want everyone to help themselves understand each other, and I really want to push us all to like be better than our signs. So for example, let's start off with Taurus. I'm not going to go all the way into the details, but because we're bulls, we have a tendency to want to control everything. And not only do we want to control everything, we want to control everything in everyone's lives. So as a bull, mind you, let's dissect that animal. Bulls are born with horns, meaning that we're wiser than most. Also, we're born with the sense of leadership. It's a role that we were born into. And with that is a whole herd of cows and everyone that we're in charge of. So for us, oh, I missed you, Vanessa. Yay, thank you for watching. So, so for bulls, our biggest problem is when you tell us no, or when you tell us, no, I don't want to do that. And it's because we always think we know better. And it comes off like a little self-serving, right? But the craziest part, whenever you're arguing with one, is that we don't really ever think that we're doing it without your best interest at heart. So that's the crazy part, is that like for us, it's like, what are you talking about? You don't want to do this. Like I'm doing it for us. So there's that. Another thing that bulls have a tendency to do, I know I do it all the time, we have a really good, because we're protective of our flock in a way, or our herd, we have a real keen sense on people for the most part, and not liking certain people and just kind of reading their aura and reading what their ambitions are and if they're going to take advantage of someone. And we read it as immediately taking advantage of our weaker flock because everyone around us is weaker than us and not as strong because we're the bull. So we definitely have a tendency to try to like tell people, don't hang out with that person, or I don't like that, or even try to be rude to the person and chase them away. I mean, we do all of it, right? So our biggest problem living that we need to rise above is to just kind of let the cows make the mistakes and just be open for when they come back bleeding and lick their wounds. That's part of our leadership that we don't always enable. We don't want to have to people to suffer the mistakes that we've made or that the guises that we can see. We're kind of like Spooky Stackhouse, if anyone watched True Blood, and we could read people's minds, but we can't stop our friends or anybody that we love from making these mistakes. We have to just let them, and we have to be polite to the people that we don't. We can say what we say. Our opinion is usually very revered. So it's just, in a really easy metaphor, we should keep ourselves as a guidance counselor. Keep the door wide open, say your piece once, and then just wait for them to come crawling back. They usually do, 9 out of 10 times. But we get a little bitchy and we get a little mean about it, and it just makes us look petty. And that's not where we operate from. Bulls, we operate from something higher than that. But they don't know that. Nobody knows that. So that's our problem. We need to stop treating everyone as cows because we also are attracted to people who have strong personalities and that are just as independent as us. So we liken ourselves to similar spirits. So technically, it doesn't do us any good to kind of be their mommy unless they want us to be, or daddy. So there's that. So cancers, the thing about you guys, really quick, you guys are soft on the inside. Crabs, the thing about you guys, crabs, you guys work in clusters. Here's the thing. Your biggest problem is that you guys don't like to stay in one place very long. If someone wrongs you enough, you guys hold on to grudges even deeper than Tauruses can, especially because you're not operating from like Venus, where we are. You operate from just like your heart and your emotions. So if you just wrong it, like you remember the emotional effect of anything. So for you, if you have someone that gets you tizzied up enough, then you fucking run away. You scatter away. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen a crab just sitting still. They usually run to their flock. They like to retreat to what's familiar. So your biggest MO is to kind of run away from problems or people that just don't serve you. The biggest thing for cancers is to try to do is to stick it out. See what happens with that person after the aftermath. Some people are worth, letting them hurt you because it's all part of the experience, but you just want to instantly climb up again and cut things off with your claw and run away. But, Sebastian tied his little claws to Ariel and it took him to greatness. So stick it out, because you might end up with a mermaid as dumb as Ariel. Don't even get me started on that. I have a whole thing about her. But stick it out. Gemini, since it was recently, and we're running into Geminis, I'm ahead of myself with Cancers. Again, you guys really love to hold on to toxic relationships. You hate to confront others. You're always afraid of getting in trouble. So your inability to confront and fear of getting yelled at kind of reads as like being really insensitive and kind of selfish. So you kind of have to just stick it out and grow up. You Geminis have to be like act like party of five. You have to be the little kids that don't have mommy and daddy around and have to take life by the haunches and take responsibility for your actions and really grow the fuck up. Stop having emotional tantrums, and even though you're playing house, you really need to do the inner work. So if you've accomplished things as a Gemini, where you have the car, the this, the that, really stick it out. And also stop whining about your job so much. I mean, you guys have these really creative souls, but you Geminis are always like the kind of kids that are like, what do you want to be when you grow up? That's cute when you're 20, that's cute when you're 30 even, maybe even 40 at this point. It's not cute when you're 50, and it's not cute to be bitching about your job. Everybody hates their job on some level. Even probably movie stars hate their job. There's all pro and a con to everything. They call it work for a reason. And, Britney Spears has to work, that poor dear. And I just heard from a producer that the first thing she ever told her was that she just wanted to marry a football player and have a bunch of kids. But now she's stuck. So imagine what she must be thinking about every day. But what is plowing her ambition? Probably her kids. So, Geminis need to realize that you need to find the twin within and take care of each other. Hansel and Gretel, dad's dead, you've escaped the witch's house, and now it's time to face the real world. And the real world has complicated adults in it, and you can't just cower, and don't hold on to bad relationships because it's okay to let them walk away, and not everybody needs to be in your life. So, that's your lesson. Okay, moving on, let's do some Gemini reading, and I'm going to sorry.